So, it's been a minute since the first time we did a video about this. This is UltraBridge. This is the latest version of it, version 090, in preparation for sort of, a full 1.0 release, which would be in response to whatever user feedback we end up getting. So, I've talked a little bit about the capabilities of this software before. Basically, what it is it serves as a unifying framework right now for Supernote and Boox devices, uh, to make it possible to search across them, to unify kind of a task management framework for them. So, like to-do lists and so on, where you've got bidirectional, really tri-directional synchronization between the UltraBridge CalDAV server and Supernote's task system, and then whatever applications you use to access your CalDAV stuff on Boox. That could consist of an application like To Do, or it could consist of perhaps soon the Boox calendar memo app, which they've recently updated to do CalDAV sync, except it's still not really there, unfortunately. But that's okay. So I'm going to start again. I'm going to try to make this fast because the last time it went forever. But I'm going to start with Supernote. So here is my Nomad. Big fan of this little guy. It does really cool stuff. It does it really well. In the description of the post that I'm writing about this software, I talk about how I found a way to inject OCR data that I got from the visual large language model that I'm using to do OCR in general for all UltraBridge ingested notes, and then take that data and inject it into Supernote notes in Supernote standard notes. If you try to do it in RTR notes, it gets clobbered by the device's RTR engine inevitably, no matter what. Eventually, it always goes away. If you do it standard notes, it sticks around, except the search doesn't always work. I don't know why. It's kind of obnoxious, but it's where we are. So I'm going to try and see if I can contact Rada and be like, hey, is there a better way to do this? Sorry about reverse engineering your note format and sync engine and all, but I'm trying to do something awesome here, right? Like, help me out. So that's what we'll call this. Cool. It is indeed cool. So we'll write some stuff, and then we'll do the cool thing that I love about Supernote, which is that pretty much anything in a note, you can do the lasso trick that then converts it into a task, right? And so now I've got get gas as a task, add as to do, right? And if I look in here, we'll see, okay, data sync, private cloud sync completed, blah, blah, blah. That was all very recent, so I think we're good. And now if I go in here, there's get gas at the top, right? Cool. And if I tap that notebook icon, it takes me back to that note, which is a great feature. It's basically one of my favorite things about this thing. It's what Boox is now doing with calendar memo integration, sort of, because they still haven't really gotten it right yet. They haven't implemented V2Do. They've got vEvent. I don't know why they didn't do V2Do also. I don't feel like it would. Once you've got one, it's very easy to do the other. I don't understand what happened there. But anyway, that's fine. So here is that, right? Now, if I go to private cloud, I don't think you can see. I don't think there's an interface in here to see to-dos. If I reload this page, hello computer. There we go. Personal is my awesome note, right? But I don't see anything here about to-dos. You can see it in the Supernote partner app. So if I go here and I go into this, there's my awesome note, right? And now let's do sync successful. Okay, cool. And if I go into this, let's see, got gas, right? There it is. So, and I should be able to click that and get to that note. Awesome. If I go look in the application, which is up here, and I go to tasks, I can do, actually, first, why don't we do a refresh of the page? And that may not have actually done its thing yet, so let's go ahead and sync. Okay. And we'll refresh the page now, just to be careful. And there's get gas, right? Great, so we got that. What that means is that now if I go over to my Boox device, for example, and maybe I go to the to-do app that I've gotten there that synchronizes itself with the, what's it? Oh, it's over here. No. No, okay, I guess that worked. There's get gas, right? You just saw it pop up. Awesome. So now we've got the ability to synchronize tasks between or from Supernote into the UltraBridge application and thereby providing it out via the CalDev interface to other things. We've talked about this before. If I go to Notes over here, I'm going to demonstrate that we can also go in the other direction. So we go here, handwritten, and it is the 16th. Happy end of tax day. Cool. If, yeah, whatever. Okay. Okay. So the 4.2 software has this awesome feature which duplicates what Supernote does and theoretically does more, except again, not yet. So if I do this, I'll write some stuff, and okay. And now if if I write something and I'm like, I would like to turn that into a to-do, I can do lasso. Right, and here is this calendar option to the left of AI, right? If I select that, maybe. So this is a great interface. I love this, right? This is a way to create an event in the calendar. And then for account, I can select which calendar. This is one problem. I have it bound, theoretically, to my CalDev server, which is a Nextcloud server. My other CalDev server, I should say. I can't pick it as an option. The way that they've implemented this, unfortunately, I think is still broken. Very sad. However, if I go to Reminder here, you'll see that there is no server option. Right? Reminder is supposed to be V2Do. It's supposed to be a task. And it's just not there. I can't use this because the only place it pops up is in the calendar memo. That's not super useful for the way that I work. I don't think it's super useful for the way a lot of people work, honestly. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to write in red here. Okay. And now I have definitely in red. And just for good measure, why don't we write something else in black? Okay. And then we can close this. So when I close it, you see what happens here, right? There's some K-sync activity. So the end of tax, I don't know why it uploaded twice, but it did. Okay, whatever. But it uploaded, and the place it uploaded was into the UltraBridge server. And when it goes into the UltraBridge server, so it uploads a .note file. That's important. You don't want to give it PDFs because it can actually extract more interesting data from the .note files. But you tell it to auto export as .note, and it takes that file and then it ingests it into its database. In the process of doing that, it then what do you call it? Does handwriting recognition on it, just like it does for Supernote. Adds it to its database, so you can now search through it. But importantly, it then on Boox it does a second pass, and it looks for red ink, and anything it finds in red ink, it will turn into a to-do. So if I go back to UltraBridge and I refresh this page, okay, there's definitely, right? And this is pretty cool. I like this. So here's definitely from Boox Red Ink and blah, 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 blah. So the feature that we saw before in the partner app where I could just like pick get gas, right? And here's the note. I can go right back to the source. I can do the same thing in UltraBridge with Boox Notes. So I can click open note details and there it is, right? So this is great. I love this. This makes me very happy. The fact that I can do this on both platforms is, I believe, what the kids refer to as baller. So that's good, I'm pretty sure. So now we go to tasks, okay? And so you can see here, we're gonna look at the sync status real fast. So it has synced recently. And now what's it syncing to? It's syncing to the Supernote private cloud server. And what that means is that, you know, again, I'm not gonna see tasks in here because there's nowhere to look for them. I don't know why that is. It's very odd. But if I go and look in the partner app, there's my definitely. Now, I don't have link information here because I can't give it to it because it would have to link to a file that it can't see, right? And the Supernote private cloud server can't see it either. But if I go back to my Supernote, if I go back to, you know, my Nomad, right? And I go into the, what's it, to do. There's my definitely. So this is, in a sense, tri-directional, right? It goes between the Nomad and the Boox and the UltraBridge server. So this is all really awesome. I'm a big fan of this. This makes me very happy. However, the thing that I'm actually really, really excited about is this. Some of you, I'm sure, are familiar with my homeboy Claude. He's a pretty cool guy, doesn't afraid of anything. If you recognize that, you are also way too online and probably too old. But okay. So let's ask Claude about something that's in my notes, right? Hey Claude, can you take a dive into my notes via your MCP connection and give me an overview of everything related to inference in the past 6 months from anything Moffat related. Okay. I'll search through your notes for Moffat related inference content. Let me dig in. So what it's doing is, yeah, there we go. So what it's doing is it is going through, because what the other thing that's happening in the background is every time I add a note to this system, there we go. Oh wow, yeah, okay, this is great. So every time it surprises me. It's awesome. Yeah. So the basically it's got a number of tools that it can use. Yeah, it's really going to, yeah, this is great. So it's got a number of tools it can use to access stuff, right? It has the ability to search through my notes using the embedding model. Embedding is basically the process of adding information to a database that tells something that accesses the database how related different pieces of content are to each other, right? So it knows that inference is related to NVIDIA, for example, right? That would have a very high correlation number. And so you combine that with full text search, and now Claude and other AI applications can get in there and ask questions about, what are the things that this user is asking me, and can do searches and whatever. And so I asked it for like the past 6 months, right? So now it's going to go through this timeline and look at stuff. It can read pages. It can read. It can pull the actual original ink files if it needs to. And it also has full access to my to-do list, so I can be like, cool, all the stuff that you just told me, could you please make a to-do about X and Y and Z, right? So let's read about this. So it says, I've got a real timeline now. I'm going to put full content, highest signal notes. See, it knows what the signal is based on this, on the embedding engine that has been run through the notes. Cloud Web Integration, goods earliest mentioned in window. This tends torrent note falls within 6 months. Okay. Rich material. Let me grab the okay. Inference and mod for past 6 months. The overview. You're in an extended. We need an inference platform. We just don't know exactly what it looks like. Period. Yes, that's very true. And the work has shifted from should we to what sizing, what architecture, what budget. Some of this is wrong, right? Some of this is not recognized correctly, but you can fix that, and it's going to be obvious, right? So here's a whole bunch of things about this. Here's a whole bunch of really actually very relevant information, right? AMX Spark and X Silicon, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Fan-damn-tastic. Claude reaches tool unit limit for this turn. That's interesting. I haven't seen this yet. What happens if I hit continue? Well, happy to keep going, but it could... That's okay. Oh, wow. So actually, this is all really great, and we'll follow up on it later. In fact, can you create a to-do for me in my tasks system to come back to this on Friday? Done. Task created, due Friday. It's 4:17 at 9 a.m. Central. Catch you then. Sea Dog signing off. My man. So, yeah. Yeah. So now, if I go in here, I haven't actually tested this yet. I do hope it works. Yeah, follow up on Martha's interview. Right? Procurement, math, architecture, or governance threads. So this is the kind of thing that you can accomplish, right? So it does occur to me that if you're the kind of user who's technical enough to know that this kind of thing is possible, you may have built this solution for yourself already, but maybe not, right? Maybe somebody just wants something that's easy to set up. This is actually pretty easy to set up if you understand how to, stand up a server that faces the internet, right? You need a reverse proxy to be able to, what's the word? To be able to basically multiplex incoming traffic, right, in from the internet to your server via probably a host name, right? All the standard kind of like home lab stuff that you would do to run any other service, maybe like Nextcloud, right? In fact, I thought about doing this as a Nextcloud plugin, but unfortunately then I'm gonna have to sully myself with PHP and no. This is all written in Go, along with like a little bit of like HTMX and stuff like that. Nothing, really fancy UI wise. As you can see, your boy is not a UI designer, and it shows, which is fine. I know what my strengths are, and this is not it. But the Claude integration, the AI integration makes me very happy because this is sort of like my patch on top of my, broke ass ADHD executive dysfunction, right? So yeah, I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited to see where I can take it next, and I'm really excited also to see what everybody else thinks about it and where they would want to take it next. What are some features that I'm not thinking of, that I'm forgetting, or whatever? Right, this kind of integration between Supernote and Boox. I'm probably adding Weewoods at some point. I'm never gonna get that right, by the way. Like I'm gonna constantly mispronounce it. Um, but Weewoods or Remarkable, if I end up getting a pure, we'll see. Um, a certain gentleman who shall remain nameless, Mitchell, has convinced me that Remarkable might be worth buying into. We'll see how the pure comes out, right? I don't know what it's going to look like. Um, but the fact that he and others, including FRK279 from Reddit, is that the guy's? I can't remember his handle, but he knows who he is. Um, so people have been really, really amazing with what they've managed to accomplish on that platform. So maybe Remarkable. I don't know. But I would love to see what people think. This is already paying off for me in spades, right? Um, just the unified task list by itself is really awesome. So this is all really good stuff. Anyway, I think that's it. I hope y'all have a lovely day, evening, whatever it is, where you live. Um, have a great one, and take care of each other. All right.